The fact is that women in school leadership face different types of challenges than I'll even experience or maybe even comprehend. And so today I'm joined by a friend, Kareen Veldhoen, and we're going to talk about specifically those types of challenges that females in school leadership face. Hey, it's Daniel from Better Leaders, Better Schools. I'm joined today with my friend, Kareen Veldhoen. She is the founder of Learn Forward. She leads the Willowstone Academy. She also is the CEO of Nateo. I think I got it right this time, Nateo Africa. And she's just a brilliant woman, a great friend. We've known each other for years at this point. And in today's conversation with Kareen, we're going to talk about her experience being a school leader, number one challenge that keeps her up at night and things that might be invisible to me as a male school leader. We'll talk about one tip specifically for females in school leadership. And we also have an exciting opportunity, an invitation that we want to extend to you, the ruckus maker watching this video. So, Kareen, welcome to the Better Leaders, Better Schools YouTube channel and this conversation. And I'd love to start off by asking you just about your background, your history, your experience of being a female school leader.
Thanks, Danny. I started as a leader in education as a very young woman, and it was a tumultuous time. I was finishing grad school and also going through what I call affectionately my life breakdown. And my first marriage was ending, and it was a really difficult and challenging season where I literally was being invited to step forward and learn about myself and rebuild my life. And I think what remains curious to me as a woman leader, even 15 years later now, that I never walk into a situation or a challenge and think, wow, this is going to be more difficult because I'm a woman. And yet I often experience this is more challenging because I'm a woman. And that remains dynamic for me. And so I'm really excited to connect with you and women school leaders and educational leaders all around the world who are ready to consider that challenge in a more intentional way.
Yeah, and you're talking, Kareen, about challenges. So like I said in the intro, there's some things that I just don't see. It's not a part of my male leadership experience. I hope to have awareness, and I want to be open and curious about things that only female school leaders experience. But tell us about one of those challenges that I might not be aware of.
I think inherent in being a great school leader who advocates for children and students in really powerful ways is, hey, I'm worried also about my own children. And the thing that keeps me up at night is when my daughter says, Mommy, why do you have to work so much? Right. Or other real home and family life issues where we're working to harmonize our leadership and our work life with our values around family and or just integral relationships in our lives. So that dance, if you will, is an ongoing challenge.
And we always want to give practical advice, tips that folks can put into practice immediately. And so for the ruckus maker watching this conversation right now, what's one tip, something insanely actionable that ruckus maker can take and put into her practice today?
For me, it's that piece that is reframe that dance, reframe that you can harmonize your work and life balance, write it on your mirror, and remember that you are giving such powerful gifts to your family, those around you. As you step into leadership, everyone around you gets better. And so that is a definite mindset shift. And I invite everyone to remember that on a daily basis.
Well, it's not only a mindset shift. It's a practical, powerful tool available to all school leaders to be able to redefine, reframe what it means to be a success or a connected parent, husband, wife, etc. You can apply this to any domain of your life, but a lot of times we get society's definition in the way we think we should operate, but we need to take control. We have a lot more power than we realize. And so that's something I just want to point out for the ruckus maker who's watching, because whatever that is, it might have you down right now. Well, what does it look like to reframe, redefine it so that it actually is serving you? So I want to switch gears a bit in a sense, or maybe I should say build upon the conversation we're having in terms of the female school leadership experience and talk about a tweet. And this tweet's important because it gives some context to this exciting opportunity we have for folks. So listen, tweets disappear quickly, right? And you should not get any meaning about your life from likes, retweets, comments, or that stupid blue check mark, right? It elevates everybody else to a higher status, right? They're worth more. And so I put a tweet out there and it didn't disappear. It actually got a lot of traction. And it was just an objective tweet. I wasn't even asserting a point of view or sharing my opinion. I was doing research for my new book on this beautiful community we have called the Mastermind. It's built on a proprietary framework called the ABCs of powerful professional development. That's authenticity, belonging, and challenge, which leads to life and leadership transformation. The belonging piece is important. All the parts are important. But belonging in general, an aspect of that is having inclusive environments. So while writing the book, I got very curious, and I was just wondering, how many women are teachers? How many are principals? How many are superintendents? And what I found out, and this was a tweet, 76% of teachers are women. 52% of principals in the United States are female. And then when you get to the superintendency, it's only a quarter. Just put that out there. Hundreds and hundreds of likes, retweets, and comments. And it really started this great, generous, and challenging conversation. I said, what is going on here? And then I reached out to my friend here, Kareen, and I said, what's going on here? And what are we going to do about it, right? And so we have decided to run an experiment. We are going to launch the inaugural first ever cohort of the Mastermind that is gender specific, female only. Because women in leadership, they experience just they have a different path and they have different things that they're wrestling with. And we want to create that space that's for them. And so, Kareen, let's give you back the mic. Why is this group so important and why now?
Well, first of all, Danny, let me say this is such an honor to be a part of this conversation and this opportunity and this new group that's going to take shape in the next little bit here. And I think that we're at a crucial point in history and it's exciting, and all of society is calling for equity, and there's a cry from equity-seeking populations, including women. And I believe women are a hinge point in our work in education. We're going to enter into a real season of reconstruction and healing and recovery from our global pandemic. And the voices of women need to be heard at every level of education in greater ways, because we have important messages, and the balance of masculine and feminine will bring health to our sector. And our students and our children. So really, for the sake of the children, I think a Women's Only Mastermind is really about carving out this intentional space where women who are hungry for meaning making, hungry to start from the inside out, to step forward and do all those things that we've already talked about, reframing and entering into a mind shift that propels their work forward in a way that is very values-based and driven, and offers opportunities to be challenged and to dream together and to learn together and grow together. I think it's a really exciting opportunity, and it couldn't come at a better time.
So, for ruckus makers who are familiar with the show, the podcast, the blog, you know what a mastermind is, but not everybody follows everything like that, right? And maybe you're new to Better Leaders, Better Schools, and you're wondering, what the heck is this mastermind thing all about? So, Kareen, can you briefly describe the mastermind community? And more importantly, what's the transformation, the value that you've experienced as a part of being a member?
Thanks, Danny. I love my mastermind. In fact, that was a criteria of participating in this new group is I have to be able to do my group that I've been a part of for over 4 years now. I think the way that the mastermind has just so benefited me as a school leader and as an educational influencer more broadly is they just nudge me out of my stuck places. And when I get stuck in too serious or at the corner of trapped in the tactical or overrun by the ordinary, I am so grateful for my mastermind colleagues who challenge me and call out the best in me and offer me an invitation to growth in fruitful places. And so I am delighted to offer that in a women's only space with a gender lens and helping us really take up this equity call.
So, for ruckus makers who are familiar with the show, the podcast, the blog, you know what a mastermind is, but not everybody follows everything like that, right? And maybe you're new to Better Leaders, Better Schools, and you're wondering, what the heck is this mastermind thing all about? So, Kareen, can you briefly describe the mastermind community? And more importantly, what's the transformation, the value that you've experienced as a part of being a member?
I want to open wide my arms and the invitation to all women in educational leadership. And you can find the application at betterleadersbetterschools.com/4women. That's FORWOMEN, for women. I can't wait to connect with you.
Hey, and in the comments below, we'd just love to hear your thoughts. So, why do you think a women's only mastermind cohort is important to advance leadership in education? We'll respond to everything you put there, so we're looking forward to your thoughts. This is Danny and Kareen from Better Leaders, Better Schools. Keep making a ruckus.